Dang it. Just spilt my Diet Mountain Dew. Let's get going here. Hey guys, it's Justin. And I've been thinking about doing this for a while. Really just because people said I ought to. Let's call it the Shelbyville Shuffle. And let's make this the trailer. So I guess this is the start of something. Hopefully guests, data, Q&A with listeners, and maybe even some entertainment like the little Shelbyville song we have at the end of this trailer. Now, every good podcaster has an origin story, so here's mine. My earliest real estate memory goes back to 2006, when I was still in high school. Wait, no, I do recall being 8 years old and cleaning nicotine off of rental house walls for $1 an hour. But first legitimate grown-up memory? Probably December of my senior year, I bought my first investment property on Fair Avenue in Walkerville, over by the fairgrounds here in Shelbyville. Which, looking back, it turned out to be a very interesting time to start paying attention to housing. I graduated in 2007, just as the Great Recession was starting to just tear apart the industry. So my first lessons in real estate were, definitely learned the hard way. They were about figuring things out when nothing felt predictable, learning negotiation, learning patience, learning how to hear no, and keep working until it became a yes. Yes from a lender, yes from a seller, yes from a contractor. And to be real, I think that starting during that kind of market changes how you look at real estate forever. I mean, houses did sit for 6+ months before getting an offer. Anyway, I flipped houses and learned a lot through college at IU during those stagnant years from 2007 to 2011, taking classes in real estate law, accounting, entrepreneurship, anything I thought would help me in my real estate career. And after graduation, I worked with a real estate investment startup in Indianapolis, managing about 80 houses from 46th and Shadeland all the way to 38th near the fairgrounds. After about a year, and really wanting to continue my own thing, I got my real estate license, mostly just to save commissions on my own fix and flip deals. But then buyers and sellers started calling, and helping people navigate their own real estate decisions slowly became the bigger part of the work. That's really when everything changed, and eventually led to opening my own brokerage, still going strong managing hundreds of homes, consulting, and having fun. And fast forward to today. I'm married to my high school sweetheart, we've got a family of 7, and I've done just about everything there is to do in real estate, except a podcast. So I told myself after the 100th person says I should do one, I would. So here. If all goes well, this should become a Shelby County information station with some entertainment, and even recurring guests like Townie Tim and local professionals. So, this podcast isn't meant to be predictions or advice necessarily, or big declarations. It's more like a weekly pause, a place to reflect on what I'm seeing, what I'm reading, and what starts to stand out when you live in this world of real estate every day. So let's make this a place to think through what's happening locally in the housing market, what feels different, what might matter. And my past, working in real estate through multiple crises and crashes, that experience is really what shapes how I interpret what's happening now. And the more conversations I have, the more I realize the real story of the market doesn't show up in headlines. It shows up in small moments, talking to a neighbor at Kroger, seeing a moving truck, small discussions with local business owners we all talk to every day. We're listening for those canaries in the coal mine, finding something in those patterns you start noticing before anyone really talks about them. So this podcast is less about my story and more about sharing what those years taught me as the market keeps changing. So, this is probably going to be the more boring of any production I do, because if you know me, you know I love my sense of humor. And if you live here, invest here, or you're just curious where Shelbyville and the local area is headed, I'm glad you're here at the beginning. We'll start looking at the market together next episode. With that said, here's the previous 7 days' data in our weekly segment, but in song form. Rock on.
Across dreams with the keys in the door. Even